people looking at you.
This is going to extend the life of that boat a lot. You know, the rest of the boat doesn't need a whole lot of work. It's just really in order. This will really put it in order and stop whatever leaking or anything, you know, it's had. And it'll be great. Ken's going to get to go sailing next year.
Sailing.
Yeah, next year. You know.
You're not taking lessons.
While we're working on the schooner, we want to be sailing. And when we're sailing, we want to be working on the schooner. So, I don't know, we got problems right there. Oh yeah, right here we go. There it is. Hey, watch out. Huh? Watch out.
You know who sharpened this saw last time?
I don't know. Was it me?
A guy named Sauzedde.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good for a trim saw, huh?
Yeah, but he brags about it all the time, you know. So, I don't know.
He should probably make a video on it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'd talk to him about it, but he's awful unfriendly. Like that. Well, one more thing we're going to do before we go home for the day, and that is to stretch a string down the center line, because we want to know if it's sprung either on the ends or whatever it might have done. But I don't think it's done a whole lot. So we had a string and a line down the middle of it before we cut it out, and now we're just going to see how well this lines up with that, because you know the possibility that it sprung a tiny bit is there, but I would say that it's pretty good right there, boy, I'll tell you what.
What do you think, Lou?
Well, it's on the money is what it is. Nice. I don't see a thing wrong with it. It's right on it. Didn't move a bit.
Didn't move at all.
Didn't move at all. So that's real good, because if it did move, say the ends of it sprung a little bit, well, then what would have to happen would be have to maybe clamp a timber alongside of it wherever it sprung and push that curve out of it when we put it in the boat. And then once it's bolted in and everything, it'll kind of tame itself right there. you know, this piece of lumber right here is actually, since he brought it here, is seasoned quite a bit. It's about 1 inch down on each side, so, you know, it's got some more seasoning to do, and it'll shrink a little bit. The other thing about it is that this is, as opposed to the keel we put in the schooner, this is a slab sawn keel. You know, the annual rings are actually in it this way, and you can see these little checks. Those are on the medullary rays in this direction. So when you cut one down the middle like that, it doesn't spring a whole lot. But if you were to cut it down one edge, it would have the pith on one side, you know, and the growth on the other side. And what would happen would be it would spring radically. So, you know, you're only lucky if you cut a corded keel out to have it come out the shape that you want. You know, on that schooner, it actually worked out for us, but, you know, we couldn't do that with this piece of lumber right here, so we've cut it down the middle. This is the accepted method right here. Now, you know, you could take extra steps, I suppose, you know, to wait 3 or 4 years to find a better piece or a bigger piece, but this is about as good a piece as you could possibly expect right here, so we're coming along really nice. We've got it a little bit longer than it needs to be, and it's on an angle in the boat, so the way you see it is not the way it's going to be in the boat. It's going to be tipped up like this. But another thing that's going to be really interesting is we're going to take this and we're going to strap it to the top of the ballast block real tight, you know, and it's going to be hanging over the edge of the ballast block a little bit. And then what we're going to do, once we get it strapped on there, then we're going to lay the ballast block and the keel together over on its side so we can chase the holes up through the ballast block and through here. Now, that's the only real important thing we have to do before we put this in. And it'll be put in the boat without the ballast block. And the reason for that is so that the floor timbers that go across, they're tied to the frames. We can bolt this to the floor timbers and then move the ballast block underneath and put the keel bolts in it. So, you know, we've got quite a long ways to go here actually, but it's working out, and, you know, we have a good time doing it. So, you know, it's something we just enjoy, and we're going to keep moving.
And we'll keep showing you videos of how we're making out.